All right, Shalom, Shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises to one and two. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Karkadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations and blessings to the doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from Jim's Camp Atlanta, coming back at the spirit with a very quick lesson on the current events of the world. What's happening in Chicago, an overall rebellion against, this current administration, right? Right now, Trump is using loopholes to use ICE, to get around and usurp the local state governments, so he can pretty much take over the states. King of Babylon, and we have states that are rebelling against Trump right now. And one state in particular is Chicago. All right, Chicago is rebelling against Trump like crazy. All right, so I have a video here. First and foremost, let me get a scripture. All right, this is 2 Ezra 15 and 14, and it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands, for there should be sedition among men." And sedition is basically rebellion against your government. Now, sedition can, start when governments rebel against governments. Like right now, how the Chicago government is rebelling against the Trump administration. All right. So that's the first phase of rebellion. Okay. It was when the states start to rebel. And then from there, it's a trickle down effect. Okay. Everything rolls downhill. All right. So eventually, the local governments, people rebel against the local governments, and finally, towards where it's total lawlessness. All right. It says, I'm going to read verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes." They're not going to care about what they say anymore, because just like food is really, really expensive right now, as things progress in this thing, as things get worse, things are going to get more expensive, and people don't care they don't care less about the rule of law. Okay. It says, "In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able." Now, this is the Chicago we live. What the fuck? It's not meant to be here. Oh, okay. Trip. I thought this thing was like, "Hey, you ended my stream?" All right. So I'm gonna share my screen here and show you this video. All right. So you see, Chicago is taking a stance against this devil. Okay. So again, Second Ezra's for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. Second Ezra 15:15, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city, and should not be able. Now there are reports now. I can't deny or confirm that people are not being allowed to enter back in from Mexico. Americans aren't, and cannot deny or confirm. But the cartels are threatening to start slaughtering Americans down in Mexico. Okay, as a response to what Trump is saying here. Okay, what he's doing here. All right. So there's definitely a civil war that's brewing. All right. Now we're going to go to Isaiah just to show you that this, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is hammering this point home that he's not playing with you modern day Egyptians. This is Isaiah 19. And it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and their idols shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof. Okay, so you already seeing, these alleged sightings of these vessels that are in the sky. All right, and it says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. All right. So now you're seeing the MAGAs fighting the MAGAs, the Democrats fighting the Republicans, all this infighting. These cities, as I just showed you, are divided from the administration. So, excuse me. So the Lord is definitely setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And they shall fight everyone against his neighbor. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. This is not Chicago fighting against the federal government right now. Okay. So city against city, kingdom against kingdom. All right. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. This place is going to completely and utterly collapse and be completely and utterly destroyed. All right. Everything that once made this place alluring and made this place inviting is just going to be completely gone. All right. You're not going to even be able to take a trip to the grocery store without risking your life. I mean, it's going to be really bad. Hell, you're not going to be able to sit in your house for long without your life being at risk. Okay. And it says, and they shall seek to the idols, which they're doing now. They're going to their, all right, well, let's continue on. And to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, right? And they're not answering now. They're running to the charm. They're running to the spirits on the left-hand side. But, again, the Lord had you in the trick bag because he controls both sides, the left and the right-hand side. Okay? So the Lord got y'all in a trick bag. And the spirits that you once depended on are no longer there. They're no longer answering back. And this is why you're seeing such a rush and such sloppy work. And once Esau had everything nice and tidy and hidden right, but now you can see right through them. All right. And it says, and the Egyptians I will give over into the hands of a cruel Lord. That's Donald Trump. Okay. That cruel Lord is indeed Donald Trump. Now, you can go into what's happening in China. I'm sorry. Where is that at? I'm sorry. China and various parts of the world, but there are massive protests and uprising everywhere. Okay, and Yahweh Shai warned us of that when you're seeing the uprise of the people of the world. All right, uproars. Okay, and we're seeing uproars everywhere right now. So we know these prophecies are definitely coming to pass, are here. All right. Then at the same time, women are getting punished. They're getting found out. You know, I didn't watch the video yet, but I saw a title from the brother from Arrows of Indignation. You know, and I think it was titled. Let me see what the title was, because it is talking about y'all Jake women. Y'all Jake women out here. Y'all thinking that y'all fell for the alluring lie that the serpent had passed for you. This very attractive lie. So now you're suffering. And I'm looking for the title of it. I just saw it. But basically the title was, I think the title says something like I think the title says something to the point of Jake is finding out about, is the cat is out the bag. They seeing through Eve now. All right, and that's exactly what's happening, because the prophecy of Isaiah 4:1 has to come to pass. So Isaiah 3, all that stuff has to happen, and then y'all women y'all have to be bewailed, and y'all have to go through all of this hell. Y'all have to go through all that, right? Because you all had sided with the serpent. You allowed yourself to be given over to the serpent. So all this is prophecy. So all of these things in this chapter, in the book of Isaiah 19, all these things have to happen in order to get those other things to happen. Okay, we have to go to war. We have to, have a cruel war. We have to have famines, because following all of that is everything else. Like your young men gonna be drafted. All right, they're gonna be drafted to war, right? And then the women are gonna be mourning because there's not gonna be any men. Okay, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of women out here. The men of the Lord are gonna be free. Then a lot of y'all women gonna be sitting up here starving and going through the worst. Because why? Because y'all fell into the trap. So that's all part of it. And then at the same time, you're having uproars in the people. Okay, so all this is all part of it. It's all part of the prophecies that are coming to pass right before your eyes. All right. And it says, verse 4 again, it says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. Salakia, saith the Lord of hosts. Okay, so there it is. And this is why, Trump is imposing another 100% tariff on top of the tariffs that he got. I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, you put another 100% tariffs on the tariffs on the already 300% tariffs you already got. Like, what the hell is that gonna do, man? But further destroy things. So hey, America's is pretty much is finished, man. It's in the toilet, So with that, I pray it was an edifying lesson. Until next time, say shalom.